happy moment. Where do the days go? I have had a couple of days in between, but anyway, today's the day that I'm going to say the second thing that happened during the full moon experience, that I went into the full moon ritual. This time last week, I guess, actually, a week ago today. It's so cool. Anyway, so when I walked in, it was a cool venue. It was at this metaphysical shop or witch's shop. And they had a bunch of vendors that were out and, giving away things they had made or different things. And there was a psychic woman there, and I love psychics, and I just can't get enough psychics. But as I was passing by, I thought, it's not quite payday, but anyway, I could just maybe not do that this time. And so then I went through the rest of the house. And then the ritual itself came, and I had written down the things I was going to let go of. And as soon as I threw my sheet of paper into the fire, clear as day, I got the download, go see that psychic, go get a reading. Okay, no worries there. I follow that. And so sat down, and she, started kind of right away to have a question. No, not really. And then she said, do you have somebody on the other side? Is your dad passed? And I said, yes. And so she said, well, he's telling me to tell you to ask me a question about your career. And I thought, okay. Because, this is new, right? All the videos, trying to create a community of people looking for all the different ways that Spirit talks to us, looking to making "it's just Tuesday" a really common phrase that people are like, oh, yeah, it's just Tuesday. Of course it worked out. Oh, yeah, it's just Tuesday. Of course that person talked to me. Oh, yeah, it's just Tuesday. Of course that animal came to let me know what was supposed to be happening. So I said, well, gosh, I'm actually a trauma therapist. I run this trauma program at the Dallas County Jail. And before I could say what I'm starting to, work with and do, she said, you work at the jail? And I said, yeah. And long story short, she had a beloved, a very close person to her that has dementia and oftentimes disappears, and had actually, sadly gotten into some sort of altercation or something that had happened, and he'd ended up in jail once, and he'd been missing for several days. And so to be able to, connect with someone that had sort of an ability to connect with the jail and really see if he was there or not there, it's, if you want to know someone in the jail, it is a public record. You can, Dallas County, look up, but to really make sure of that for her. And he was found safe and sound a few days later. But I look at all the elements of that, how Spirit worked that thread, right? And she did a great reading, of course. There were things in there after that she gave me to help me and to give me some reassurances and some insights. But, no, I'm not going to do that. That was kind of my human saying, and then the Spirit. And now, again, it's discernment, right? I mean, I don't know. I have, at any given time, at least 5 discernible voices. I can hear, different things, different impulses happening. So I have to discern, which one's Spirit, right? But when I know that, and how I know it after years and years of doing this, I don't ever hesitate. When I hear, I go. And so then I heard, and I went. And then I would not normally talk to a psychic about being a trauma therapist. That's the least interesting part of my journey to me. I know that part of my journey. I want to know about things I don't know about. And so there's only one way that could have come up, was for Spirit to talk to my dad, to talk to her, to ask me, to ask a question that would connect the dots back to her finding out that I worked at the jail. It is just Tuesday. I mean, it is just Tuesday, and it's a glorious Tuesday. It's a glorious Tuesday. There's just, what is that? Nothing to fear but fear itself. False evidence appearing real. It's all working out. Open my eyes, open my ears. Be willing to just go with that idea, just run with that idea. Be on the lookout. Be on the lookout. Spirit's talking all sorts of different ways. A couple of weeks away, we're going to unveil this to the TikTok world and all of that, and see what we see. But be on the lookout. I can't wait to hear your stories. Love you. Bye.